are the only two people that like me right now. well, actually, my mom is kind of 50-50 at this point.
Dog's unconditional.
Yeah, dog's unconditional. Well, because he can't turn the TV channel. Haven't learned how to do that yet.
So you're not feeling the love from UCLA fans?
Oh, I don't know. All the guys I'm worried about love is my players right now, and they're really working hard. Like I told Chris the other day, calm seas don't make great sailors, right? And it's been rough seas for a couple, for last 2 weeks, and our kids are. I mean, I'm proud. I really am. I'm proud of a lot of the things they've grown up with, and they've done the last couple of weeks, and they're out here working their butts off, and they're focused, and the coaches, we're every day it's a process of us just one step at a time, and I'll be honest with you, I'm excited. I'm really excited about. It may not look that way, but I'm excited about some of the things that are starting to transform out of this group.
Did anything jump out to you on film that wasn't kind of apparent live?
What jumped out at me on film was the job that, and I don't want to give him the big head, all right, because I still need him to work hard. But what jumped out at me on film was the play of our offensive line. I mean, there's some guys that a year ago were, leaving algebra class to go to practice at 3:15, right, with their sack lunch. And I was really proud of how those guys, in the moment and the type of game it was, the effort and the things they did. Quiz jumped in there who the hell's Quiz, right? Jumped in there, did a great job. And so that really excites me, honestly. It really excites me. And I think the other guy that after the film that excites is Brett. Right? I think there's that trust factor that is starting to develop, that will develop through there. And you know what? And honestly, guys, is that I've got to do a better job, and I've got to do a better job with what I'm asking these kids to do now, which has changed a little bit. And so I think it's something that I learned from watching the film. All right. Well, what are we good at doing, and what can we do? And the last 2 weeks, the film kind of was apparent to me. So I'm excited about where we're headed and the work we put in. We're just out here every day, just grinding, working our butts off. The kids have been working their butts off, and keep heading in the direction we want to head.
Is there anything specific over the last 2 weeks that kind of put the brakes on the offense?
Specific that puts the brakes. Well, we played two good defenses. Okay. Anytime you have an influx of some kids that haven't played a lot, at some spots. Obviously, there's a learning curve that those guys have to go through, and that's where I need to do a better job of realizing that. It's kind of the next man up theory. All right, but I've got to adjust my thinking a little bit to what who we have out there and the experience we've got out there and those type of things. And I'm going to do a better job, and Brett's going to do a better job of managing the game, getting us in the right situations to have success. And Brett's a harsh worker I've been around, and every now and then you stub your toe. And he's a kid that becomes just more engrossed in being better than ever when he's a bounce back guy.
You have so much youth along the offensive line. You have to, I don't want to say dumb down the playbook, but for lack of a better word.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not. We don't dumb down the playbook, because my playbook's for dumb. It's that you can buy it at Barnes and Noble. It's that offensive football for dummies. Yeah, I wrote half that book. All right. No, but I think you go back, and football always comes down to the same things, right? Blocking, tackling, throwing, catching, running. All right, no matter what plays you put up on it, it always comes down to those things, fundamentals. And I think just every week, fundamentally, and the experience factor starts to come into play with these young guys. And sometimes as a coach, you get into this. All right, I'm going to out-scheme a guy, and I think that's wrong. Okay, and that's what I guard against. All right, I want my guys. I want to get my guys where you just go out and play, try to outplay people. All right, because it's in their hands.
What in particular about Quisenberry impressed you?
Gosh, you know, he's 275 pounds, and his intensity, love his intensity. He's a football guy. He gets it. He gets the game. He understands. I mean, he's making calls and making adjustments during the game that I was like, wow, you know, this is pretty impressive for a kid that's been with us for a week. You know, he's a tough kid. You know, I'm really excited about Quiz and Alex and Caleb. I mean, all three of those guys, I think, are that's what you want. That's the kind of guys you want to coach. Those are the kind of guys you want in your O-line.
Having more confidence in your O-line, having seen how well they did, does that help you keep from out-scheming yourself? I know you said that was an issue.
Yeah, you know, if you got 5 badasses up there that can just block anybody, then you can do all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because they make adjustments. They've seen everything. They can do stuff, right? Don't use 4-letter words in the articles, okay? Because then I'll get in trouble and freaking AD calls me and all that stuff, right? But, all right? And so, yeah, you're exactly right. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility in your offense, all right? And now seeing how these kids are progressing, okay, is that, you know, I kind of put that on me a little bit from last week, all right, is that I was still kind of in that mode of having some experience up there, and I didn't, so that was my mistake. So I think, yeah, I just want these kids to feel confident in what they're doing, okay, and then let them loose and let them go do it.
Could that mean more passes downfield? Or is it?
Yes, no doubt, right? No doubt. Let's don't even breach that subject, okay?
What did the quality of the pocket look like throughout the game?
Good.
Yeah, sometimes it just, you think Brett maybe, because he can run, he just, kind of has a tendency to go a little bit too soon.
You hit it right on the head. Exactly. Couldn't say any better. Yeah. It's a trust factor, right? Him trusting on those guys up front and, being well coached and understanding you got to hang in the pocket and make some throws down the field. Okay? And if there's any lack of trust right there, you see it in quarterbacks every year, all the way through, all levels, If there's not that trust factor between your quarterback and your O-line, then things become a little hairy sometimes back there. Maybe we jump out of the pocket a little quicker than we should. So yeah, you're exactly right. And I think that was one of the things evident on film with Brett too. Right? These guys are doing a good job for me, man.
So you saw him taking off less against Oregon than you did in previous weeks.
Well, I think Oregon was the first game, so I think that was the main part as well. So the whole thing is, if you just all you got to do is just convince all your guys is just do your job. Okay? I got to do my job. I can't worry about how you write your article. All right? If you do your job, I'll do mine. Okay? That's all I can worry about. That's the only thing I can control. All right? And I've got to trust that you're doing your job well, and you got to trust I'm doing mine well.
How important would you say the swing passes and short passes are to your offense working?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of our... And I get yelled about. That's one of the things my mom calls me about. I mean, you throw too many of those swing passes. Throw it down the field. But no, it's an extension in this style of offense. That's an extension of our running game. Okay, if we were an I team, that would be our toss sweep. Okay, so you have to defend the toss sweep so some of the other things work. So that's how I look at it. So that's just part of the scheme of our offense. That's instead of me turning around and pitching it to the guy, we just throw it to the guy. So we want to be able to spread the offense, spread the defense a little bit, so some of our other stuff works. That's a good question. Hi, guys.